Hello, Dynamic Stars. How are you? Azurite 22 here, coming to you from outside. You know how I like it outside. And today's video is all about what to expect on the path to finding godparents if you are in the Lucumi or Santeria tradition. So I am just going to do a short talk about some things that I think are important when looking for a godparent. As many of you know, I am a crown priestess in the Santeria tradition. I'm 5 years old, and I have had a very interesting, beautiful experience with this culture. I have seen major changes in my life, in who I am, how I move in the world, how I think about things. I really love this tradition. I say all of that to say that it's a process, not a problem, in order to get to where you're supposed to be spiritually. Now, when you're looking to get into this tradition, finding a godparent, male or female, is not one that has a rule book, a schedule, a playlist. It's just like life. It is literally just like life. The same way you look for, a spouse, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, significant other. That's what looking for a godparent is. I love saying this is just the thing that I think is important. You have to find the crazy that matches your crazy. Because if you don't vibe with that person, you're not going to be able to properly work with the person. You have to find the crazy that matches your crazy. You have to find the crazy that matches your crazy. It's just the thing I always say, because everybody has their issues, has their stuff, has the way they move in the world, and not everybody's movements flow with your movements. Not everybody's movements flow with your movements. So it's the same when you have godparents. If they drink Heinekens, and you don't like Heinekens, you hate it. It's just terrible. Is that a deal breaker for you? Silly example, but this is what I'm saying. Because what if there is a particular behavior that this person has that has nothing to do with the tradition, nothing to do with what they know, but it is diametrically opposed to who you are and how you move in the world? Ideologically, you are worlds apart. Can you deal with that person as your godparent, knowing that within the same person has this thing that is diametrically opposed to you? This is what I'm saying. You need to have some idea about who this person is outside of the tradition, because sometimes the beliefs, not sometimes, the beliefs and actions of a person outside of the tradition, outside of that practice, does come into their psyche, who they are, and comes through when they're communicating and speaking with you, because it's their worldview. So if your worldview and their worldview do not coincide, that at some point may become a problem for you. And sitting and talking to a prospective godparent and getting to know them and who they are will help you to see how your relationship will go, because a godparent relationship is not a short-term thing. This is a long-term thing. You're going to be in communication with this person for, years, decades. This is it's supposed to be a lifelong relationship. Just the same way you have a relationship with your Orisha, you're going to have this relationship with your godparent. So you have to think in terms of that. Do I want to be in communication with this person for the next 20, 30 years? And if the answer is yes, then that is the person for you. So choosing a godparent is not a simple thing, or rather, I should say, it is a simple thing, but there are a lot of considerations to take into account before you choose a person. I'm going to link a video below from Babalao who talks about this, because he went on a journey himself to find a godparent. And he said he interviewed, spoke to quite a few. I mean, I thought I heard him say 100, but maybe I'm wrong. But he went through a lot of people to find his godparents, because he understood going in what this was about and what to expect. And so many of us, we're new to the tradition. We see something online, we hear something from a friend, and we just jump in gung-ho, right? Without stopping to think and go, wait, how do I do this? What's there? You can ask for referrals from friends. You can ask, you can go and dig, of course, online. You can go on Facebook. There are so many santeras and santeros on Facebook. You can, ask around to see if you can be invited to misas, to bimbes, and to other spiritual events, so that you can actually meet and see in person, in life, and strike up your own accord with people. Catch the vibe directly as opposed to, online. Yeah, during this time, it's tough, but you know what I'm saying. Do FaceTimes, video conferences, whatever you need to do to feel what you need to feel. Because you cannot negate your intuition in all of this, because your intuition is going to guide you to help you. Sorry about the noise. You have to use your intuition to guide you in this relationship, in securing this relationship. And then even after you choose, that person that you would like to be your godparent has to ask their Orisha if they can have you as a godchild. I mean, that is generally the process. I'm not sure how every single person does it. Everybody has their own way of doing it. But there could be a response of no when, you choose, and therefore you have to look for someone else. Or maybe you can ask for referrals or get a little bit more information should they want to provide it as to, what happens. Again, it's a relationship, so you have to see. Everybody's path is going to be different. But know that these are little stepping stones on the way to finding a godparent. And then once you find a godparent, they're going to tell you what's expected of you. They're going to tell you what the various derechos are or fees are for each things. The first thing is you receive your beads, your aleques. You then receive your warriors. Many people receive Olokun and the Abejis. And then there are other Orisha that you could receive. And then should you choose, you go on to be crowned as a priest or priestess. Not everyone has to be crowned or make ocha, or make the saint, as they call it. You and your godparent will navigate that road as you go along. This video is more about what to expect on the path of looking for a godparent. I just wanted to touch on, even when you find a godparent, there are going to be things, and these are some of the key milestones that they're going to ask you to go through. It's just the process. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say on that. And just to make sure I say it so that it's not a shock to you, the derecho, or the fees in this religion, in Santeria, in Lucumi, they can be costly, they can be pricey. Everything that you have heard, some of it is, a great deal of it is true. They're pricey. Why? Because you are asking for people's time, you're asking for some of their ache, that spiritual essence that they received when they were crowned, and then all of the experiences and the energy that they have added to themselves or built within themselves through all of the work that they have done and the relationship building that they have built with their Orisha and their spiritual family. This is what you are also paying for, in addition to the actual materials that are needed for the ceremony. If there are any sacrifices that need to be purchased for the ceremony, which in many cases there are, the fruits, the foods, the vegetables, the venue that needs to be rented for the ceremony. There are many, many things that go into the cost for the various things. The larger the ceremony, the larger the cost. So know that going in, and begin wrapping your brain around, how am I going to do this? What things am I going to do? And that is not something that you really need to worry about ahead of time. It is more having the faith of, why did you come into this religion? What drew you here? And things will open up for you in that way so that you can receive what you need to receive. And if you can't, there are always things that your godparents and you will work on to make what you need happen. Maybe there's some experiences that you have to have. Maybe there are some emotions and things that you had in your past. Maybe they need to be ameliorated first before you can do the things that need to be done. And this is all on your way to Orisha, on the path of Orisha. And that is really a wonderful book for you to read if you haven't read that book, On the Path to Orisha. I'll link that below so, you can take a look at that. So this is my little talk about, what to expect on the path to finding a godparent. And I hope you enjoyed it. Please do leave me some comments below and let me know your thoughts. If you want to share your path on how you found your godparents, I would love to hear it. Thank you so much and have a blessed day. And thank you for joining me on this journey here with Azurite 22, this channel. Bye-bye.